changing lives.
And good evening. It's another beautiful Tuesday, and I am so delighted to come into your homes again. My name is Afia Sewa Mansa, and you are watching Love at Home. Here on Love at Home is all about love, yes. And you know that in the month of February, everything is about love because there is love in the air, and that is why today we want to discuss touch of love. Last week, we looked at communication and love. And if you could remember, there were so many discussions about what communication was and how we could relate it into love or how we can communicate it through love. Today, too, is going to be another wow. Stay glued to your set. When you come back from our break, I will introduce you to my guest for the day. We'll be right back. Thank you. Please stay tuned.
General Conference of the Seventh-day Adventists West Central African Division Health Ministries Department invite you to attend and participate in a special event of Adventist AIDS International Ministries, AAIM of the General Conference. Theme, Sound the Trumpet on HIV/AIDS Infections. Date is 14th of February 2024. Time 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Speakers, Dr. Paul Amutreme, WAD Health Ministries Director, Dr. Sikwao Bagwato, GC HIV/AIDS Coordinator for Africa. Topics: the classic view of HIV/AIDS in Africa, focusing and refocusing, the transformative and restorative dynamics of AAIM, focusing and refocusing. The event will be live on Zoom meeting ID 994-6238-3729, passcode 831838, Facebook WAD Health Ministries, YouTube WAD Health Ministries. All are cordially invited.
Because you did not leave the dial, you are welcome back. The program again is Love at Home, and we are discussing touch of love. It is said that when someone finds love, the person changes completely. I don't know if you have observed that, or you will agree with me. Today, to help me do this discussion, to find more about love and what we can do to maintain love, on my far left, I have a very beautiful lady who is repping in pink, signifying that there is love in the air. Mrs. Agri, she's a banker, and she's from the Accra Newtown District, Abeka Church, precisely. Yes. Mrs. Agri, Akwaba.
Yeah,
how are you? Your day?
Well.
Your day was good.
The day was also
how
good.
Is Prof?
Prof is doing well.
All right. Greetings to the family.
Thank you.
All right. So, Prof, wherever you are, Madam says hi. Yes, and to my immediate, the only gentleman in the house, the only papa.
Yeah.
Pastor Dr. Elijah Benin is the district pastor for the Akuman Church. So for I love your dress.
I see. We are hearing of love. So we are running towards love.
Oh, so you understand love. Okay, so now let me start from you quickly. What do we mean when we say somebody has fallen into love or in love?
Yeah, thank you very much.
Okay.
It is a difficult question.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because love is embodiment of emotions. And there are a lot of people we meet every day in our lives. But one day it happens when you meet somebody and these emotions in you kindle towards that person. You begin to like the person, but this liking is intense. You appreciate the person, you want to be with the person, you want to talk to the person, draw closer to the person. Everything about a person looks good to you. At this point in time, we are saying that you are falling in love with such individual, because there are many of them, but this particular individual is unique to you. So when we are feeling create intense emotions towards the person, then we are saying that love has started and we are falling in love. Yeah.
Mrs. Agri, do you normally hear people saying, I have butterflies in my tummy, butterflies in my tummy? To you, what is the meaning of love?
Love, it's a unique thing that was given to us by God.
Unique?
Yes,
Okay.
it's unique.
All right.
Because as you rightly said, once you feel love, you feel butterflies in your tummy.
Hey, this butterfly should get away from our tummies.
Love is an affection
Okay.
and an attachment you feel towards someone or an object.
Yeah.
Once you feel this strong affection, security, completeness around a person, once you're able to unearth that person you feel these things towards, then it means you are in love. And you surely feel butterflies in your tummy.
So, how is one touched by love, and how do the person also feel this love?
Yeah, we are touched by love when our being, the inner being, or our self, and our well-view, that means our perceptions, and the things we see around us are affected by that love we have towards the person. Now, the way we talk to the person is different.
Okay.
Because any other person, your tone, if you call the person, the tone is different. But this particular person, when you call, the tone is different. When you are with a person, you are walking, your manners, your behavior is different.
It's different as in...
It's different in the sense that you don't want to do anything that will show disrespect.
Okay.
So you begin to conduct yourself in a manner that will show respect, so that the person will also come in.
Okay.
So the moment such things are affected, changing our lives, we say that no, you have been affected by the love of the person. And the person that you have been affected with his love should also reciprocate. It's not one-sided. That I love you and you don't love me. So I do all the calls, I do all the texting, I do all the visit, you don't visit. It's not one-sided. That is why she said it is an affection. If it comes from me, then the other person should respond so that this affection can grow. So when we are affected by love, then we are deeply into it, and it grows day by day as we all journey on.
Okay.
So that is what I would say.
You want to add something?
Yeah. You know, when you are affected by love, you know, in 1 Corinthians chapter 14, it mentions some attributes about love.
Yeah.
About not being envious, not being...
Love is patient.
being patient, being loving, being not seeing the flaws of your partner and others. Now, when these attributes are there, it means you are in love. Now, if you are being touched by this love, it means that you overlook all these things. At that point, you don't look at the flaws of your partner and all the attributes that was mentioned in Corinthians. It means that it's being shown to you at that point. When all these things are being shown to you, it means you have been touched by love. Because the person has shown you all the attributes that needs to be shown towards somebody you love. And once it's being shown to you, it means that you have been touched by love.
Now, Mrs. Agri, I like the way you are going about it. Love is patient, love is that, love is that, love is that. Now, you also mentioned some signs, some sort of ignition signs for me to know that I am in love.
Yes.
Couldn't these same signs mislead us sometimes?
These signs cannot mislead us, especially when we go into it with God being the head or leading us through the journey.
Okay. How do you mean?
Now, some go into love with different aims and objectives. Some go in because they are looking for money. Some go in for the structure of the person. But when we look at love, love overlooks a lot of things. So when you are going in, you should look out for and you should go in with God first.
Okay.
And when you are going in with God, it means that God will lead you through the way.
Okay.
God will even direct you to those ignition points. You know, when you are in love with someone, some of the ignition points that you are supposed to look out for, the constant urge to talk to the person is one.
Yeah.
It is your desire to see the person excel always.
Okay. All right.
You are not even ashamed to introduce the person to anybody in public. Let's say if you go with the looks, if you go into the marriage with a different perception, at times you shy and you want to hide your partner. But if you go in with love, there are a lot of things you would overlook. You would overlook the flaws of the person. And you would always ensure the health and safety of the person is your priority.
Okay.
And you feel secured in that relationship. So if you see these ignition points, then it means that you are truly in love and it wouldn't lead you in a bad astray.
Okay, now, Pastor, you were a man. For a man, for you to be touched by love or to feel in love, what are some of the ignition things you look out for?
Personally, as a man, I look at the person should be obedient towards me. Because obedience is very important. So if a woman disrespects me, I don't think I can live with that woman. So I look at the person and say, okay, you respect me, I respect you.
So apart from the butterflies
Apart
and those
from
things that you feel, there are things that you
yes,
want
apart
to look
from that,
out
yes, because love is a serious business.
for? Okay.
Yeah, it is not a joke. Because if the two people are going to live together, then it's a serious business.
Yeah.
It means love grows and it happens between two serious, matured people who wants to do something unique. So if we are living together and the woman is showing love and affection towards me, then I also show it.
Yes.
If she respects me, what do? I reciprocate.
Yes.
If she cares, I care. If she is selfless, I'll also be selfless. But where one person decides that I'll do all these things, but the other person is not doing it, then there is a problem. That is why when we look at this, we have what we call liking and love scale. It was one Zig Rubin's designed it. He said there are three things in love. We have the first part, which is the attachment. The attachment is where you meet often, you want to be with the person, you want approval from the person. The second stage is the caring stage, where you think of the goodness or what the needs of the person. So you'll be thinking of your husband, the needs of your husband. He's also thinking about you. The third one is the intimacy, where you share your thoughts together. And according to that scale, the moment these three things are followed, the attachment is developed, caring second, then the intimacy. Three things will develop. That is devotion. They become devoted to each other.
Okay.
Then they become responsive. When something happens to one, quickly, before you realize the other person is there, also supporting. Then the third one is confiding. At that stage, you see that now they are opened. Now, because I trust you, now I can tell you my family background.
Yeah.
I can tell you some secret in my family.
Okay.
Because now I've seen that you care. I see that you are my friend. I see that I trust you. So we open up. At that stage, we say that the two people are being affected by love.
Okay.
And being touched by love. And this love, as they go, it grows. And when it becomes stronger, it is difficult to break up.
Love binds.
Love binds. They die.
Okay. Yes, and that is the same thing I was coming to you, Mrs. Agri.
Yes.
You hear teenagers normally saying that, if I don't marry this person, if I don't see this person, I'll kill myself. Then you hear of suicides here and there. What is it? Is it also love?
I don't see that one as love.
Really?
Because one is not open to love just one person.
Sure.
God has made it in such a way that you can love multiple. But once you find one person at a point in time, you are blind towards the others.
Okay. Automatically?
Automatically.
Okay.
You are blind towards the others. So when I see someone with multiple relationship, it is not love.
Okay.
Because if it was really love, once that person found one person, all the others he will be blind towards it. Now, there are instances whereby your spouse might leave the world before you. So when that happens, are we saying you might not find another person again that you would love? Surely you would love. If there is a break of trust.
No, I'll go with the person. I want to die with the person.
No.
When we attend funeral,
don't
you
get to the grave side and they come back home. They come back home. They can't enter the grave.
That
is it.
When we get there,
oh, bye-bye.
Yeah. And when there's a break of trust, at that point, it takes God and a forgiving spirit to bring the love back. But if that person does not have these things, it means that that person's love will be shouted towards that individual. Yeah. And it might go to another person.
Okay.
If there is a divorce, it is possible the person will find another love. So it is not stringent that once you love one person, that's the person you are supposed to love till the end of the world. You can be open to other, but once you find it, you are shuttered towards all the others.
So when we hear Memphim Padie, the rip, the bone of, Pastor, how do you say it? The bone of my bone.
Yes. Then we repeat what Adam said.
Adam said. Yeah. So it is not entirely true. Is that what you are saying, Pastor?
No, you see what he said is that the moment you choose somebody as my wife or your husband, that is the one you love at that point in time. That feelings, then emotions, you know, there are chemical reactions that take place before love issues come up. In our neurotransmitters, we have dopamine. It also comes in when love and other emotions are involved. Oxytocin is also part. Norepinephrine is part. So these emotions are all at work. Is it not surprising that among all the women on that campus, only one that this young man decides to go with?
Okay.
The moment you choose, because it involves these chemical reactions and emotions, the moment the person decides that I go with A, any other person around the A is not the focus. That is why we are saying that we go with what the Bible says. Adam said, this is the bone of my bones. Because the moment Eve was given to Adam, there was no any other thing that any other woman was added to Adam. So you have chosen the person, you are going with the person. Unless along the way something happens. Like as she said, the man died or the woman passed. Then as life go on and there was transition, there will be a time that you rethink again and say that I want to move on with life. Then you have to go to the market again, love market, and then find somebody again. Apart from that, you need to live with the one that you have chosen, with all these emotions involved, till death do us part.
Now, Pastor, I like what you are saying, but I'm sure my viewers would bear with me that we are confused, in the sense that at a point we agree this is the person we are going with.
Okay.
Then along the line, from nowhere, some says, I don't want to see him or her. He's the devil. I've married the devil. I want a divorce. What is the problem here?
Initially, most of us choose wrongly. Most people choose wrongly. At times, we assume that infatuation or passionate love is the real love. Or lust.
You mean lust? Yes.
Because you met a person, you didn't study the person. No values, no goals, nothing. But it happened because you had sex with the person. And because sex has already taken precedent of what I want,
it blinds your
imagination. It blinds everything.
Okay.
And because it blinds everything, we enter into the marriage. And later I found out that no, it was a mistake you made. Because the things you need, now you have seen somebody that those things are in the person. So you say that no, my mistake pa. But marriage you cannot reverse. Till death do us part. That is one. The second part that causes the problem is that there are people, as the marriage travels, there is a break of trust along the way. The moment there is a break of trust along the way, then everybody wants to find he or himself out. Yeah. Because the kitchen is hot. So what do? There is a break of trust. Then the third one, when people lose values and their goal, you know, every marriage, you have a focus. In every relationship, you know where you are going. But along the way, things are not clear. Yeah. Nobody is talking. You are doing a project, I'm not aware. You are doing something, I'm not aware. At first, we meet. I know how much you receive. I know your salary. These days, it is no more coming. Trust is broken down. Things are moving the way we don't like it. People are fed up, and they want to run away from it. That is the cause of it. Okay. So if we will stay to our values, and then take time and follow the principles of the Bible, and choose rightly, it will be difficult. Yes, difficulties will come in every marriage and relationship. But it will be difficult for us to break and say that now we are tired. Go your way, and I should go my way.
Now, Mrs. Agri. Yes. You see, Pastor mentioned lust and love. Yeah. Now, are there similarities between these two that sometimes we get confused?
Yes, there are similarities between them.
And how do we know that this is lust, this is love, so that we don't fall prey to that?
When we talk about lust, lust is a sexual intimacy between two people. With lust, there is a desire to always be sexually intimate with the person. You don't look out for the well-being of the person. And anytime you are around that person, you want to be sexually intimate. But when it comes to love, love is both passionate and compassionate.
Passionate and compassionate.
Yes.
Please, break it down for us.
Yes. When we talk about passionate love, it means that the last part comes in. The last part comes in. You want to be sexually intimate with the person. You want to feel an affection towards the person at all times. But when it comes to becoming compassionate about the person, it means that you are looking out for the well-being of the person you are in love with. Okay. That is when you have the desire to meet his friends, have the desire to meet his family, know what he likes, know what he doesn't like, the kind of foods he likes and other things. But when it comes to lust, it doesn't work that way. Only the sexual intimacy and the romance, that is what the person is looking out for. Okay. So that's the major difference between the two.
Okay. Yeah. So, Pastor, if I'm a young man, then I need to be careful of this word called lust. And I need to start running away. How do I go about it?
Yeah, thank you very much. We need to stay true to the Bible.
Okay.
As Christians. Yeah. It seems we are throwing certain principles away.
Okay.
You know, when you are a Christian, the Christian principles must bind us together. And then we must live with the Word of God. The Bible frowns at it, that all these sexual things are not good. So, one, we should stay with what the Bible says. And then two, we should also avoid bad friends. At times, some of them, friends also lead them. Oh, nothing will happen. Oh, if you do it, what will happen? My brother stayed with a girlfriend for 10 years. They were sleeping together before they got married. Now they are still married. So what is your problem? You can't do that. We are not talking about that. There are marriages that people have had sex and they married and they are still there. But we are talking about principles of the Bible, staying chaste and get married. And that's what the Bible says. So if we are getting into the relationship, let's allow the Bible to guide us. Let us be very careful with our friends also. And then we must also read why these days. Yeah. Young people, all of you and most of you, you can read, you can research, you can do a lot of things. You have to read and know people better before you associate with them. Because some of the relationship, it starts nicely. Before you realize it turns into something else. Now it is all along flirting, sleeping together, doing all sorts of things. So as a young person, when you are in friendship, you've not married. You don't go to that house and go and prepare food. You are preparing food for the person. stocking the
we
fridge.
have competitors around. Though. I need to
Which competitors?
Competitors with other young women.
And
I
are you
need
married?
to show the man that I can,
prepare food. No,
I can cook better
that is why I'm
than
saying
the rest.
that when you abuse the principles that you have as a Christian, all these things come.
Yes.
Because yes, I'm a Christian. I can't come to your house because I have not married. I can't come and wash your things, wash your clothes. And you know, familiarity breed contempt. The more you come to my house and we are close together, the time may come, I'll touch you. You will not say, leave me.
So for
And
I will
creates
not
a lot
come and
of
cook
things.
in your house. I'll cook it from my house and bring it to you.
Who gives the job money?
Me, because of love.
So you have started producing. That is why when there is a breakup, people want to kill themselves because they have spent a lot of money. Please, viewers and young ladies and young men, don't invest so much of your small salaries into that relationship. If the man loves you or the woman loves you, please just take it slowly. Do it nicely. You can meet. You can go out and talk. Sit somewhere. Think of your future plans, how you want to advance in career, how you want to grow your business. You look at all these things. When you get married and you are investing, that one is accepted.
Mrs. Agri,
Yes.
Pastor has said something, but I still want to come to you on that.
Okay.
A young man told me that, Madam, the Bible was written in the days of old.
Okay.
Those days, they did not have so many illnesses like we do.
Okay.
So, if I do not have any sexual intimacy with a person, and I enter one day, and I see that there are problems, then what do I do? So to him, this Bible was written in the days of old, and it cannot be compared to now.
Yeah.
What is your assertion on this?
Let's ask ourselves. Now that we are in the modern days and we are saying the Bible was written in the olden days, so we don't need it now, where has it ended us? We can see a lot of broken marriages.
Okay.
So it means when we stick by the principles, we will never go wrong. You mentioned something about somebody saying, in case I get married and the person is not sexually active. I think my pastor told me a story about a lady who got married as a virgin. And when they went into the bedroom for like 3 days, the man pretended to be tired. So one day, the lady called the gentleman to ask what was the problem. And he mentioned he wasn't sexually active. And the lady said, it is God, only God knows the reason why he brought me into your life. So we will fast and pray about this for 3 days. And when they did that, everything came back to normal. Okay. It means the Bible has never gone wrong. Okay. So we should never throw the Bible away and say it is in the old. It has always helped us. Now we are throwing the Bible away. We see where it's leading us to. When we go to the courts today, if they tell you the number of people that file for divorces on a daily basis, you'll be shocked. So let's stick to the principles and it will help us.
My lovely viewer, it is becoming more interesting, and I'm sure you are also taking some notes there. Let me remind you that you can join this discussion through our WhatsApp lines 0559-680066, 0559-680066, and also we are live on YouTube and Facebook. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channels because we have beautiful and educative programs for you. Let's go for a quick break, and when we come back, we continue with our discussion on Touch of Love. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Calling all churches, join the National Bible Bee.
You will think that the Messiah appears only in the New Testament. But which text? In the Old Testament, the Anglican Church of Ghana.
Isaiah chapter 53, verse 47.
And that is correct. So 15 words are scattered on a crossword sheet. They would need to identify all the words within 3 minutes. Now, the person who finishes within the time first also win an extra 3 points.
Don't miss out on the opportunity to participate in the National Bible Bee. Register your church today and inspire the youth in your congregation to dive deep into God's Word. Register now and inspire the next generation. For more information, contact us at 0248 176916 or 0508 080774. Email nbbghana@gmail.com. Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity to make a difference in the lives of the youth within your church community. The National Bible Bee, implanting the living word through the written word.
As a small business owner, Mitaisha Business Forum, our Hope channel, it really helps me with my business.
Don't let your priorities be because obi eye bibinti. Also we share some why one kasa sawasa. So we jani niya we biani.
Okay.
Obi ani need so that ungo fa problem ma won.
In the first place, business a risk.
Okay.
It's just all about risk. Now person with your business, so now you need you should be a risk taker.
Okay.
I would recommend it to you to mess resa also beshebi.
Much for not leaving the dial. You're still watching Love at Home on Hope TV. Thank you so much. We are discussing touch of love, and they say when you are touched or when you are captured by love, you feel so funny. You do not know how to manage your body, and that is the discussion we are having today. So now, Mrs. Agri. Yeah. Generally, how do we respond to love when we are touched by it? How should we respond to it?
When you are touched by love, you need to reciprocate it. It is only few people that do not reciprocate the love they receive from others. But you know, love is a thing that when you fall into it, you feel so good about it.
See,
and you want
I'm
it to
looking
last.
At the smile, the way you're saying love and you feel in it and all
that.
I'm already in love. Tell me more.
You feel so good about it.
Yeah,
it even makes you feel and look younger. Always.
Okay.
So if I am feeling good about it, why shouldn't I do things that will make me stay in it longer? I will need to reciprocate it, so I'll get more of it. Love, we need to nurture it.
Okay.
It grows, but you need to nurture it in such a way that it will stay forever. But if you don't nurture it, how do you nurture it? You nurture it by reciprocating the love that has been shown to you. At times, some reciprocate it, but we don't hit the nail right on the head.
Okay.
Before you can do that, you need to study your partner. Study the love language of your partner. You might be reciprocating it, but that is not what your partner is looking for. The love languages, some of the love languages I can mention is one, words of affirmation.
Okay.
Just giving words of affirmation to your partner at times arouses them. At least sing some praises, some commendations, and some compliments.
Like what? Like what?
You
look
beautiful.
Yes.
You look beautiful.
All right.
Oh, dear, you've done so well. You prepared dinner.
In the whole world
you prepared dinner today. When they do things right, appreciate them by giving them words of affirmation. Now, the second thing is acts of service. Some love language is in act of service. The person seeing you in helping with workload, it's enough.
Okay.
Some too has to do with gifts. And when we talk about gifts, sometimes it's not just, some people feel if you are someone who likes gifts, you are materialistic.
Yeah.
But at times the gift is not any expensive thing. At times maybe a donut, an apple, the person would appreciate it.
A chocolate.
Chocolate.
Yeah.
As you're going to celebrate Valentine. Now, there is quality time. Most of us, because of the busy schedules we have, now we don't spend quality time with our partners. Let's make our time to spend quality time with them. Some too, their love language is physical touch, like kisses, hugs, holding hands. It's enough. So study your partner and know the love language. Then you play by that game and you'll be okay.
Oh, I am
in
love.
Yeah.
Pastor, tell me more about it.
Very beautiful.
Now,
we need to do that.
Mrs. Agri is talking about love languages that we need to study our partners. And I remember last week we discussed love and communication.
Yeah.
And so my panelists here shared with us that there is the need for us to understand the backgrounds of our loved ones. If we understand them, we will know how to love them. What is your assessment on this one?
Yeah, because we don't take time to study people. Meanwhile, we are adult. Take our children in the house. They study us closely. And at times they will say something and say, hey, shut up. Because they are with you all the time. Yes, the moment you get closer to somebody, you need to understand the person. Maybe the things that you think I like, that is not the things I want. And where there is communication, all these things will be opened up. The challenge is that we don't talk to ourselves. So we don't know what we want. The moment two people begin to talk to each other, things begin to come up. You know what I dislike. You know what I like. So when we get married, it is surprising. When we are doing courtship, we talk. But when we get married, then this conversation all of a sudden vanished. And it becomes a demon in the house. You can't even hear of it. You can only hear of it maybe weekends, after Sabbath. Sundays, that is the end. That is not how it is. The moment we begin to talk to ourselves, oh, what happens? How are you? How is work? Oh, it looks like you are tired. Oh, what happened? Then the woman will begin to explain, or the man begins to explain. So all these things come together. The moment we begin to communicate and talk to ourselves, then we understand the areas that we are weak, and then we support ourselves. So language and then communication in the marriage is key. Then another thing is we should study ourselves. Study your partner. Study. There are some people, they don't like certain foods. No matter what. You should understand. If you want to force it, it will bring trouble. So it's by talking to the person, oh, we don't have this, try to make use of this. Oh, you can replace this. The more you talk like that, then things begin to work. So let's study ourselves and make sure that we talk more and know ourselves so that we can move on together.
Now, again, on the love languages, Mrs. Agri shared with us that some people prefer hugs, kisses, holding hands,
maybe you too, you are not that
gifting. So what do we do?
The fact is that the moment you decide to go into marriage, my professor told me you cannot run away from some few things. Kissing and sex, you cannot run away from it. Then you are not ready for marriage.
Okay.
The moment you decide that you want to enter into a relationship that leads to marriage, then hugging is part of it. Even if you don't know how to hug, you need to learn how to hug.
It's a school.
Yes, it's a school. And kissing, if you don't know how to do it, then you have to do it. How much more, look at this, our little girls in JHS and primary schools and secondary schools. Doing these things, we adults teach them. And they do it better than us. What does it mean? It means that we've closed our mind not to learn. There was an article on love and culture. It tells us that the background of the individual also tells how he responds to love language. When somebody is born and bred like my own village, and I don't know some of these things, and I come to the city, then you get a woman in the city who knows all these things.
Yeah.
It becomes a challenge. It takes time.
Yeah.
So what we are saying is that the moment we begin to talk in that house, the woman begin to teach you. It is an orientation. Somebody's orientation is wide.
Yes.
That's why at the marital counseling, you should know their orientation, sexual orientation, life orientation, and everything, so that you help them understand themselves before they get married. Because they should know that, look, you are from a place that you don't know kissing, you don't know hugging, you see it as evil. You are so pious, you are an SDA man, always holding the Bible and Sabbath school, so you don't want to involve yourself in this thing. Look, as you are going to marry, the counselor will teach you that these things you need to do.
Yeah.
Else it will not help the marriage.
Okay.
So at times, most of us didn't go through some of these
These
things.
things.
And therefore it becomes a challenge. But after that, we have post-marital counseling.
Yes.
Even after marriage, you can still go for counseling. And we church pastors and then leaders of the church, we need to have seminars for our fathers and mothers in the church to also teach them some of these things so that they also learn. In fact, some of them, they've married for years and some of these things were not prevalent like today. So we begin to teach them and then we also learn. So we, the young men, we don't have excuse. We need to learn all these things so that we understand the love language so that it will be done properly.
Mrs. Agri.
Yes.
You see, there are differences between friendship and love. And sometimes it becomes difficult to differentiate. Mere friendship and love. How do we manage it?
That is the reason why we should know all the types of love.
So tell us the types and how we can differentiate them.
Yes. Now, the first one has to do with the eros.
Okay.
That is the type of love that has to do with lustful love, sexual intimacy, and also romance. That type of love, the Greek even discourages that type of love. Now, the next love is the philia.
Yeah.
The filial love. That is a friendship love. That is the one you are talking about. You know, it's natural. Let's say if you've been friends from infancy, that love exists between you two, even though you might not be related by blood.
Yeah. But
for your background, where you started from, that love exists between the two of you. Then we have the storge. The storge love is the unconditional family love.
Okay.
The unconditional family love, that one you are related by blood. So irrespective of the person's flaws, whether the person is an armed robber or whatever, you still love the person. Yeah. Then we have the agape love, which is the Christ-like love. The love Christ shed for us.
Okay.
That one is the agape love. Then we have the ludus. The ludus is a playful, flirtatious love.
It's fanciful.
Playful, flirtatious.
And fanciful.
Yes. It is, yes, and fanciful.
Yeah.
It is what we term as friends with benefits.
Okay.
That kind of love, it can exist for like so long, but there are no strings attached.
Yeah.
It's just a fling.
Yeah.
Anytime we feel like, so there are no attachments, so they are always okay with whatever is going on.
Okay.
Now, we have the self-love. The Greeks have a saying that if you want to love somebody, then love yourself
first.
So you need to show yourself some love. Some people take care of others without taking care of themselves. They don't take care of themselves at all.
They don't love themselves.
Yes, they don't love themselves. So we need to know the types of love. So when you are going into it, you know this love is this type of love. So it is not a genuine type of love. There's another one which has to do with, that one it's usually shown in couples. Those who have been married or have been together for a long period of time.
Okay.
A long period of time, they develop that type of love. And there's another one, that one has to do with obsession.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
that one, the Greeks don't usually, they don't want to add it to the types of love, because if I am obsessed about somebody, it doesn't mean love.
Yeah.
Someone can be obsessed about somebody to the extent that the person will kill. So we need
just to have that person.
Just to have that person.
Yeah.
So we need to know all the types of love. Though, so when you are going into it, you see that this is this, and I don't need to cross the borders. So these are the types.
So how many times can one find love and be touched by love?
For love, we've spoken about it, and we are saying that as we go, we have what you call, these days we have mixed the things. The dating stage is like we are all friends.
Yeah.
So there are 4 women I look up to.
Yeah.
They are my friends. Definitely I'll choose one, but I've not informed any of them. Okay, here is just a casual friendship. We work together. The day I decide that, look, out of the 4, this is the one I've chosen it. So the moment I choose, I don't even have another set of things that I've chosen another person again. And I want to love them the same way I feel towards the first one. It becomes very difficult. That is why mostly God is very wise. And he has given Adam just one woman. It tells you that a man can focus on one thing at a time. Especially when it comes to love. That is why he has given us one. And we can have traces in the Bible and even in our social life. Families where we have 3, 4 wives, the challenges people have gone through it. The first wife, you see the man will always go to the first wife, though he has 3 or 4. So for us as Christians and as love educators, we see that we focus our attention on one at a time. Even though I may like you, you may like somebody, but the moment you choose the person and you love the person, it will be difficult for you to have the same love you have for that person, shared with another person equally, and say that the two will take the same love that you have. It will be difficult. You breach some of the trust somewhere. So it is not encouraging. Young men, we are advising and we are educating that if you are into relationship and you want to do courtship, don't take 2 people at the same time, saying that I want to love them at the same time. Then the latter stages, I'll choose one. It will be suicidal.
Okay.
Just focus on one. And if the person is good for you, move with that person. And then close your eyes from all other people so that you can properly nurture that love and let it grow to suit what you want to do. Than to focus on, even in Chi we say, when you look, it means when you are looking at 2 things, doing 2 things at the same time, it will be very difficult. Therefore, let's focus on one, and I think that is the best.
Pastor, I have a question for you. There's a question that somebody brought. The person says that they got married some few weeks ago, and during their honeymoon, the lady decided to visit the washroom. When she came back, the husband had taken the phone, and as he was going through, he realized that the friend was the ex of the wife. So now the man is saying he wants to divorce the girl. The girl is asking what should she do. Here, what went wrong?
In the first place, we have, it was developed by, even though it was not published by one professor because he hasn't published it. It was a love web, and it was like this. Before 2 people come together to marry, he gave them time to go out and talk to themselves. Talk to themselves. Tell themselves whatever they have gone through in life. So I'm not a virgin. I have gone through this. They talk about themselves. He realized that it was difficult for some people to open up. Those who were able to do it came back and reported to the professor that it nearly ended their relationship. Because the man asked the lady, have you been in a relationship? And the relationship was a cousin. So what was it? Unfortunately, the car passed. So, okay. He said, I nearly left her. But as they discussed the issues, he was okay with it. Okay. So this lady, the truth has not been revealed yet to the partner. And that is wrong. When we are in a relationship and the person asks a question, that look, have you been in a relationship? You can talk about it.
But the person didn't ask.
He didn't ask.
So if you are now seeing it,
if you want to get married, my counselor told me that, look, Jack, you're going to get married. Make sure that all strings, old issues, carcasses that are in the cobweb, gather all of them, bend them. If it is possible, change your phone number. If it's not possible, format the phone. That's it. And clear all these dead bones that will resurrect one day, and that is one of them.
Yes.
Okay.
Because she failed to clear all the cardboard, and that is dangerous. And this phone that we have, it can keep secrets.
Yeah.
At times you'll be talking and it will be recording. Meanwhile, you've not set it to record. And therefore, that is the mistake. So this young man, they have to go back to their marriage counselor. They need counseling again. Else this marriage will break.
Okay.
They need to go back. And if they go and the counselor cannot, they need to be referred immediately. Because now it has affected the mind of the young man. And he needs a counseling a clinical psychologist to work on the mind, stable him before the emotional aspect can come in.
Well, thank you so much. Now, Mrs. Agri.
Yes.
Someone says, hello, love at home. Thanks for the discussion today. I am enjoying it. Thank you so much wherever you are. My question is, some women don't appreciate the gifts we give them. What should we do? Yes, I redirected it to you because you are talking about reciprocating love. The gentleman says that some women do not appreciate. So what should they do?
In our earlier submissions, we talked about studying our partners to know their love language. Maybe you might be buying gifts for her, but that is not her love language. Maybe it is her wish that you help with the workload, or spending quality time with her, or maybe physical attraction or physical touch. There are a lot. So you need to study your partner. No, if possible, sit down with her and discuss. If you discuss, she might come out with what makes her feel loved. And you might be doing it, but you might not be hitting the nail on the head. So you need to sit down with her and discuss, know her love language, and play according to it. Okay. And you'll be fine.
So those women who are also of the view that the men should search for their love spots and what makes them happy, you do not agree to that also?
I do not agree to
Why?
that.
You are not magicians.
Exploration. You are going to
when you can quickly say it.
Oh, yes. Say it. What am I going to search for?
Exactly.
Say it and let's go.
Yes. So this is advice to my fellow ladies.
Yeah.
There is no assumption here.
Sure.
Let's not leave our husbands to assume.
It's unnecessary pressure, right?
Problems. Unnecessary pressure. Just go ahead and tell me what you like, what you don't like. As Pastor rightly said, communication is key in a relationship. So if there's no constant communication, and you know with love, when you feel loved, it gets to a point you are so comfortable discussing whatever with your partner. During that period, when you feel loved, discuss those critical areas with him. Hey, it's an
affirmation.
It's an information. You have given it out free of charge. And she will work towards it. And we the ladies too, don't leave us to assume. Maybe I am a fancy. I am used to
Yes.
You might not like it, but you've never come out to tell me I don't like it. I like pitogum hwegum. You need to discuss this with me. Let's not leave things to assumptions. It will create problems for us.
Now, Pastor, you have an interesting person here. Says he's in love with you already. Inshuraba Same from Oduman SDA Church says, good evening. Please, I need to tell you that I like this pastor too much. He really taught us a lot at our camp meeting at Ofanko District. God bless you. So, this is, those people you are teaching, they are saying they are watching you and they appreciate you so much. Now, so we've been talking about affirmation. Some people will say, I love you, I love you. It's just the word of mouth. But the actions, the gestures looks different. What is it?
They are all fake love.
Fake love?
Yeah, fake. It's not real. It's not real.
It's not real.
You are pretending. You know, whatever you say must, you know, the word itself, the love itself is a verb.
Yes.
It's an action word.
Word.
So you can't say you love me and the whole day you've never asked of me. You've never called. You've never asked, it seems you are not well. You see the person is shivering and you care not to ask. You came from work, you entered the house, there was no food. The woman was on the bed. And you care not to ask, why are you sleeping at this time? And there is no food. The moment you say you love somebody, it must go with actions. So we cannot say we love without action. You have to call. And one thing I've noticed is that, Madam, it looks like it has become one way. There are some people, they want the young guys to do all the calling and the texting. It is not right. You didn't call me today, you didn't text me today. And I ask, why didn't you also text the young one?
I don't have credit. I don't have recharge.
Meanwhile, you are holding iPhone.
What?
And you don't have credit. Then there is a problem here. You even buy the credit, and the credit is not used to text you.
Yeah.
So love is not one-sided. We must call to find out. I asked people, how many of us will call our wives when we get to work that I'm at work? Do you do that?
I do.
And how many of us men will do that? The women will do. You see, it looks like love, when we talk of love, is like obi na na how ono na opo dona eso no twene no one na ebo. It's not like that. It is two people. And therefore, if we are doing it together, think of me as I'm thinking of you. If I say I love you and I get up in the morning, yes, you are working, you receive salary, but I look at you this week and I say, no, this woman needs something. You didn't know to ask. I should feel it, give it to you. So at times when we talk of love, the actions must go with the words that we say.
Mrs. Agri,
yes.
I would want you to wrap up with how we can nurture and grow our love as we close the program.
As you rightly said, love grows. And I was so much in love with the youth, their team last year. They said love is a verb.
It's an action.
It's an action word. You need to nurture it. You need to grow it. Otherwise, it will fail. So, if we want to enjoy all these things, then we would need to work towards making it much better than it is. When you are in love with somebody, you would always want the person to be a better person than who he or she is right now.
It's not envious.
It's not envious. Okay. So we will need to work towards making it a perfect place so that we can all enjoy, because love is something that if it's in every home, in the world will be a better place.
There'll always be love at home. Now, Pastor, as you wrap up, just a second. Tomorrow, they say it's Valentine's Day. Say something to my youth, my young people, who may be mixing infatuation, lust with love. Just in a second.
The first thing I want to say is that I believe that you don't need a Valentine's Day to show love towards people.
Thank you.
Certainly.
You don't need it. We as Seventh-day Adventists, we know this years before this thing came in. You can love your friend, your sister, your husband, any day, any time. And therefore, one thing I want to tell you, my viewers and our young people, is that let us be cautious of whatever decision we take tomorrow. If we go extreme, there are so many things out there that will ruin your life. Some of you are in school, some of you are pursuing careers, some of you are apprentices. I beg you to stay at home. Even if you want to go out with friends, make sure that you not go and spend the whole night somewhere and do things that are against the principles of our church, the principles of the Bible, and it will destroy your life. And therefore, stay as a Christian and make sure that wherever you find yourself, your Christian behavior is exhibited for people to know that for this drink, I will not take. This hotel, I will not go. This beach you want to take me this night, I will not go. Let us stay true to our principles as Christians, and that will help us. And let us be selfless in our relationship. Some of us are grown. We are doing courtship. Let us be faithful in our relationship. Don't take 2-3 people and study them, taking money from them. At the end of the day, you choose one, and then they will begin to curse you and create problems in your life. So stay faithful, stay with your Bible, and be honest and faithful to yourself. And I think the Lord will help you. Thank you very much.
Amen to that. Thank you so much. Stay faithful and be honorable to yourself. Can two people work together?
Except they agree.
Except they agree. Remember, love is very, very important. We need it in our homes, in raising our children, at workplace, wherever. The most important thing is to understand the kind of love you want to exhibit to each other. Let's go by the principles in the Bible so that we can live well, we can live happily. Married people should enjoy love so that children that we are nurturing will also learn this love from them. Same time next week, there's love in the air. Show love to your spouse. Not only the men. Women, show love to your husbands. Men, show love to your wives. Children, show love to your parents. Same time next week, you come into your homes again. I did the discussion with Mrs. Agri, she's a banker, and Pastor Dr. Elijah Benin, the Akuman District Pastor. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I am Efia Sewa Mansa. See you next week.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.